Anyways, Amir was making tea for us.
Yes, Amir was making tea for us. Now that Richard is done twerking in the backs of our minds, we can
Stop! Why would you bring that back?
He's always in the back of my mind twerking.
I will say really quick, so Cecil's the one who created Claudius. As soon as we cut, I went to Cecil's room and just started twerking as terribly as I could.
Amazing.
And then they got mad at me, which is valid. So, Amir is making you all tea. Amir makes you all tea.
Yes.
And you all drink nice warm tea. This is Magna's second cup. And you all get some various different tarts, fruit tarts, and kind of gets you all packed up. He seems to be packing you all some to go. And he's like, oh, well, actually, I was able to test a new recipe. I found a new recipe.
Yeah.
I was able to
Chaos.
test.
This is what the stream is. Chaos.
Yeah.
Our little Ignis.
That's what Nessa named her car, actually, is Ignis.
Why did that sound like a kid commercial for like a kid toy?
My little Ignis.
My little Ignis.
Like it sounded like a kid's toy.
Okay, alright, no, for real. So Amir's like, I was able to test out a new recipe, and I was able to whip this up. I actually wanted to send you all with some just in case. I'm not sure if you would all would need it. I plan to send the rest of these to the god, and he pulls out some scones. They seem to be lemon scones, and he hands them to you. And basically, these are going to work like healing potions.
Hell yeah.
When you eat these have the stats of I think greater healing potions. So like
oh shit!
These lemon scones aren't fucking around.
Yeah. So you basically have greater healing potions, but they are lemon scones.
Jesus Christ! How many do we have?
One each. If you want, I offered this last time I ran this. If you want to split them in half, they can work as weaker healing potions. So if you like break the scone in half, it becomes like a generic,
regular healing potion.
Yeah, a regular healing potion.
I'm so glad that you said that, because the Magna in me was like, oh sweet, he's just gonna pop one in.
You're
like, no.
I will say, I am very excited about lemon because that is my personal favorite flavor. So
lemon is very good.
Beautiful.
So.
I think I need to actually stretch now. Hold on.
So you get these, and he tells you, he's like, so if you end up injured or hurt or something happens and you can't get a hold of me, I'm not there, go ahead, you can just either eat the whole thing and it's a very strong boost, or you can break it in half and it'll give a little bit more healing. So these are healing scones, I guess you could say, with a little lemon zest and some vanilla drizzle on top.
That sounds so... I want to make lemon scones with vanilla drizzle now. God damn it.
We're gonna make them and they're gonna be shaped like dragons, and then we're just gonna call them they're just gonna be Amir's.
So
alright, I gotta look up a scone recipe.
Alright. So sorry, the chat and the tweets. Oh my god. So
fucking Wade. Shut up, Wade. Shut up, Wade, I see you. Wade is wax poetic. That is my boyfriend.
Oh, hi. Hi, Wade. So, after this, you hear some kind of noises outside, and you look out the window, and you see that people are starting to gather around the stage. That is not too terribly far.
Yeah.
That is not too terribly far from the bakery. And Amira is like, oh, well, I think that I might be closing up shop for a bit because I would like to go see them perform. So, darling, they're getting ready. And B-Ren comes back out, and instead of where she's wearing more like a tunic and some like very sturdy pants, and some like she doesn't wear shoes because she's got the massive dragon feet. But she's wearing much more comfortable clothes than walking around in fucking plate armor.
Yeah.
So,
listen, some of us.
B-Ren kind of walks over and like kind of puts her hand on the small of Amir's back, which is like reaching all the way down for her, and like kind of kisses her on the top of the head, and it's like, I'll meet you there. And she kind of waves to you guys and she heads out. And Amir's like, all right, I'm gonna get everything turned off. He like gestures to the oven and all that, and he's like, I'm gonna get this all situated, but please feel free to come back anytime if you need anything, and I'm sure I'll see you all around. We can't exactly avoid each other, so I'll see you all around.
Small town.
Yeah, small town. So he kind of turns around and like hangs up his apron and starts shutting everything off. And
Cora starts to leave.
okay, do you all head out?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We just stay in his house. It's fine.
He'd probably let you too. Like,
Honestly, the only person that would.
yeah. Honestly, he might make like an inquisitive look about it, but he'd let you.
He's not gonna complain.
I'm like a little confused, but
Do you want to stay for Vespas's show, or?
You look like you were ready to go, so I guess.
Well, no. Amir was trying to close up because of points to the stage, but I didn't want to assume. I was probably going to watch it.
Oh,
see what all the hype is about.
Sure, I'll go.
Okay.
all right. So you all go and you get there as most of the people in town are watching. You definitely see Walter and Winter are definitely up front, and it was mentioned that that the kids were probably going to be part of this. So Walter is right up front and center because he's going to watch his baby girl.
So proud of his kids.
Oh yeah, and you also see Beckett is there. She's kind of more towards the side, but she's definitely up towards the front. Very easy for anyone on stage to see her. And as you're all walking, you see Thespis kind of off to the side of the stage talking with Lily and Malik. But as you all are like walking out of Amir's bakery, Malik's eyes kind of like shoot over, like the bright, vibrant golden eyes just kind of peers and like looks over, and when he sees Magna, he just kind of like awkwardly shuffles away and like walks up to Magna. And keep in mind, you guys have not heard him say a word since you guys got here.
No.
He walks over and he kind of like tugs on like
yours.
Magna's shirt, and he's like, "Excuse me."
Oh no.
Yeah.
Sweet baby.
I'm sorry.
And
he kind of like.
Magnus is just gonna kind of do the same thing that he did with Amir, but not as harsh. But he's gonna, kneel down and just kind of give the kid a hug. That's all he can really do.
Very awkwardly. Like, you thought Amir was a little awkward. Like, this kid is just like. And you can tell, like, Beckett is, like, watching. But, like, she's not.
Beckett's gonna kill me.
She's not. She's just keeping an eye.
Like, it's protective, but not gonna kill you.
Yeah, no.
You're just hugging. That's it.
Just hugging. But Magna kind of pulls away and is just like. And then he kind of like awkwardly like walks away.
Oh, as he's walking away, Magna. I
Kid.
think the only expression that Magna has ever heard in regards to the theater, he just kind of goes like, "Break a leg," and the kid runs off.
You see Malik like crack a little grin as he kind of like awkwardly shuffles back off to Thespis, and Thespis sees you guys and gives like a wave and a smile. Like their hair kind of like
tiny wave from Cora.
Yeah, their hair kind of bounces a bit as they wave with the tight curls. So then they kind of like help Malik, little 8-year-old sun elf, up onto the stage, and then before they could even help Lily,
small boy.
Before they could even help Lily up onto the stage, Lily's like, no, and like Lily kind of grabs it and just yeets herself up onto the stage.
She's a Dwyer.
She's a Dwyer.
She's a Dwyer.
She's a Dwyer, and Thespis, like, there are stairs on the back of the stage, but none of them have used the stairs. Thespis also kind of just like hoists themselves up onto the side of the stage. And as they kind of walk up front and center.
Like a true theater kid, never uses the stairs. Gets yelled at every single time, but never uses the stairs.
You never use the stairs to get on or off the stage. Ever.
It's illegal.
It's illegal.
You gotta jump off the stage.
In front of
and just throw yourself. Yeah. Potentially roll your ankle, it's fine.
Yeah, you still perform.
Pop some blood vessels in your feet,
Whatever, break a few toes, it's fine. So you see them like all get on stage, and Amir actually kind of like, Amir is there with B-Ren, has met up, kind of more towards the front, and Festus kind of like leans down. And it's like, hey, like you see some whispering, and like Amir kind of looks around, and it's just like, Richard, and this is not going where you think it's going, I swear. Richard
got it. He's there in my mind.
No, Richard kind of like
lives in here rent free.
It's working all night long.
Working, just can't stop.
Richard kind of like saunters over, and like you see,
what's up?
And you see Thespis kind of like whisper to Richard's ear, and Richard just kind of, and you see like a little portal open, and kind of like reaches in the portal, pulls out. To anyone who had any semblance of a modern verse, so Cora probably only, it looks like it looks kind of like a boombox. And Thespis is like, thank you, and like pulls the boombox over to the side, and like you hear the faintest like, I left it in my house, I'm so sorry, and Richard's like, you could have walked, and like Richard walks away.
You could have walked.
Oh my god.
Richard is done with Thespis.
Richard's just done in general.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. Richard walks back over to Claudius, and Claudius kind of gives like a teasing nudge, and Richard just rolls his eyes at Claudius. So Thespis kind of gets it set up, and this looks to be made by some of the tools that you guys saw in Hitchwire's place. So you could... Chelsea, you good?
It just goes, they recreate the Mean Girls Christmas show scene.
That would be Richard, Claudius, and Walter. Listen.
I already know who that would be.
Yes. So Thespis kind of like gives kind of gestures to everyone. It's like, thank you all for coming, my adoring fans, and kind of gives like a playful little wink. It's like, I always love when you guys come, and I know this is a little short notice, but I just kind of felt a little inspired this morning, and the kids have been working on something, so I thought that we would get them to perform it early. They both said they're okay with it, and they kind of just, and the boombox starts to play music. And basically how it's set up is that it seems that either Malik or Lily, they kind of alternate, will kind of give an improv dance at the various skills that an 8-year-old and a 13-year-old have. And Walter is just hooting and hollering the entire time, whistling, that's my girl, and Beckett's kind of clapping along, to the beat. She's giving a smile.
He's that dad. Oh, God. Well, I mean, it's a good thing she can't get older and get to that, oh my God, face.
Lily is thriving.
The thing is, if they had anything remotely similar to a camera, a phone, an iPad, anything, they would be in the front holding it up, blocking so many people from seeing.
It's like
that was my grandfather. That's what my grandfather did that to me during my shows. He would block the people behind him just holding his iPad up.
Oh no. And then basically after the kids give a bit of a dance, Thespis then mimics it and gives it like a flair, but like kind of, it makes it very, so it's like a very back and forth that the kids do something and then Thespis mimics it with a flourish. Thespis's moves they gesture and you see like a slight shimmer of glitter in the air. You see it's almost like Mr. Mistopheles from Cats. It's just the stage is radiating magic and allure, and you see for the first time since you got there, Malik has a grin on his face, and Beckett has a bigger smile than you've seen her give watching Malik, and Lily is just thriving.
Lily's just doing their own thing.
Oh yeah, and it kind of spirals a little into a smidgen of chaos when when Lily and Malik start dancing together and like clearly stop giving Thespis time to dance, and Thespis just backed off. Thespis is just like kind of off to the side, and then when you see at some point Malik seems to process how many people are watching him, and Malik seems to process just like how many people are there. And Malik seems to start like kind of locking up and freezing up, and Thespis kind of like
just gives him a thumbs up.
We're all just like,
he just kind of like awkwardly like freezes up and like stiffens in like the middle of the song, the middle of the dance, and Lily like notices, and Lily like looks to Thespis, and I don't know, and Thespis slides in, and you see Thespis was standing, slides in on their knees, and like kind of just like has an arm wrapped around them, and like you see a little whisper, and you see Malik's eyes like have any of you seen Rise of the Guardians?
Yeah.
You know that moment when Jack Frost gets through to the kid and the kid's eyes just kind of sparkle?
Yeah.
You see Malik just kind of give that, and there's like this multicolored twinkle in his eye for a moment, and
bards.
Yes.
Inspiration.
And Malik gets back to dancing, and Thespis, and it just the entire crowd is alive with energy, and I want you all though to roll perception.
Don't do this to me. I'm enjoying this. Don't do this to me.
Roll perception.
God damn it. Just
18.
I have to pull my sheet back up.
Dumbass.
Smooth brain.
You said perception?
Smooth.
14.
11.
Okay, no, that's enough. That's
18.
enough. You all are looking around, watching the crowd. You know, you're all watching just how everyone seems to be coming together as a community. There's just something about this. You all look over and you see in the distance, from kind of around town hall, is a man, tall man, with slicked back hair.
Of course.
Very angular features. Like it almost looks like you know when someone has that photo of like comparing the owner to the pet. And
God!
They have like a German Shepherd or something, and like they have their very strong features. Like Roger looks like someone who would like.
He looks like a Doberman.
Yes, and he is dressed very fine. He is dressed, and he's like just standing, watching this whole thing. You can't really get a read on him, but he's just watching from a distance.
Does it look like he's watching the whole thing, or anyone in particular?
No, he seems to be watching the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But he doesn't.
I was curious.
He doesn't seem like.
Because I got an 18, so it's like.
He doesn't seem. You can kind of see that he's just watching all of it. You make eye contact with him, and all he gives is like a raised brow, but that's it. That is it. Thespis seems to either not notice or is ignoring him.
It probably is ignoring.
It probably is them ignoring
Let's be honest.
him. And once the kids finish the song, it's only like 3 minutes, Thespis kind of gives a bow, encourages the kids to bow. Everyone claps for the kids, and you see Malik kind of still has this like little. It doesn't seem to be like mind controlled or anything, but just more like encouraged.
Inspired, one would say.
Some might say.
Some would say.
And so when Thespis goes to continue talking, but the music keeps going, and Thespis is like. And the music just keeps going, and it's like, oh, it's broken. Okay. And like Thespis is like kind of trying to like work the thing, but you can tell they have never touched. This is like their first time like working with machinery. Like you can tell they're like,
like how the fuck does this work?
Yeah, and Thespis is like, you hear the faintest, fuck it. Okay. And like as the music is going, you see Thespis kind of like get the beat, like kind of in their toe.
Oh, so they're doing like the preacher thing, where it's like they're using the music as like a cue and the emotion. Okay, of course.
So Thespis kind of gets the beat and is like, well, I guess the show's not over. So, and Thespis reaches out a hand, and you see them reach out to Dalavash. And it's like, you were teaching me something recently. And Thespis kind of helps Dalavash, and Dalavash literally kind of gives like a tap of their walking stick, and they kind of almost float up onto the stage.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Gay Mary Poppins.
Translated Mary Poppins, I told you this.
Yes.
And Thespis gives a flourish of a bow to Dalavash, and Dalavash gives a little curtsy, and they start to kind of like dance together up on stage. Like the Dalabash kind of has like the side of her skirt like up in her hand, and they're just dancing along the stage. And as you feel the beat of the music, you see some of the people. Primarily, you see Amir and Birin kind of like starting to kind of like sway, and like you can just kind of see this almost infection going across the crowd as they all kind of start to sway to it, and you see that Amir and Birin kind of start to dance together, and the Dwyers have started to dance, and it's just like this infection of Thespis is just, you can feel it pulling everyone in, and you all kind of forget the situation you're in for a bit. You all just focus on the music. You all focus on the energy.
This seems so nice. I don't trust it.
The smiles. If anyone wants to roll to see if anyone's missing from the crowd, you may.
Sure.
If you don't trust it and want to roll, go for it.
Let's see if anyone's missing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious.
What do I need to roll for that? Perception?
Perception or investigation? Let's say investigation.
I think my investigation.
I'll do investigation.
Ooh,
So, unnatural 20.
Okay.
Investigation is a +4 versus a 0.
23.
23.
Ooh, you got your brain wrinkles back this game, I see. 17 for you.
Okay. So, all of you did get high enough. You very much notice that, so almost everyone seems to be here. It seems that everyone's kind of pulled into this part of town, except you saw Roger off in the distance just watching. But Meredith and Gideon are nowhere to be seen.
Oh, of course.
Also,
We know what they're doing.
Locking the door to the therapist's office.
Well, Gideon left, so...
Oh, or not.
We didn't see him go back.
You didn't
we
see
didn't
him.
see him go back.
But yeah, so...
Could have, but we didn't see it.
But,
Yeah, okay.
but yes.
It's not hard to assume.
Oh, yeah. Of
You
course.
even see Dimitri Dimitri isn't there. Dimitri is watching closer from the inn. It seems that like all of this
He's present.
All of this might be a little overstimulating for him. And you do see Hitchwire and Mikhail are there, but they're not as enthused. They don't seem to be in a bad mood. Mikhail seems to be a little less affected. Mikhail is like, you see Mikhail. Hitchwire is kind of like, watching the crowd. Mikhail is like staring at Roger. Mikhail is just staring at Roger, just
Amazing.
the entire time. As you remember, Mikhail did
There's
try
some beef there.
Mikhail did try and run an election against Roger.
Yeah.
And
Right, it was against Roger. I thought so.
Yeah, because Roger's been mayor for who fucking knows how long. So, you see everyone somewhere in the vicinity enjoying the show.
Except for Gideon and fucking Meredith, which,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't like him. It's fine.
And you see eventually, like, the music dies down after a while, and eventually, like, Thespis is kind of like, it dies down, and Thespis is like, okay. And then another song starts up, and Thespis is like, oh, come on, no, the show's over. And Hitchwire is like, hold on. And, like, Hitchwire kind of starts pushing through the crowd. It's like, I made it, I made it. And so Hitchwire gets up there and just, like, he kind of tonks a thing, and, like, they kind of smacks a little bit and, like, starts pushing some buttons. Hitchwire then pulls out, like, you see, like, on the palm of his hand, it goes from skin to, like, metal, and it's almost like the skin kind of peeled away to expose some metal.
So Detroit Become Human.
Kind of. And he just said, and after that, the music stops. He's like,
Smacks the shit out of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
well, that's
Only
how
breaks it a little bit.
Hitchwire's like, I can fix it later. It's fine. And Hitchwire just
Can't break it.
Hitchwire picks up, I'll fix it. And like walks, and you actually see him take the stairs down the back, and it's almost as if Hitchwire is using this as an excuse to fucking leave.
He doesn't want to be here.
It's a crowd. Hitchwire doesn't like a crowd. So
Valid.
when Hitchwire leaves, Mikhail kind of like awkwardly like shuffles around, going around the other side so that they can like keep an eye on Roger, and then like awkwardly like shuffles and like follows Hitchwire. So they end up going back.
Avoid him as long as possible.
Yeah. So at this point, everyone kind of starts.
I mean, we're doing the same thing with Meredith.
Yeah. So everyone starts to disperse. Beckett kind of like helps Malik down and is giving like, you did such a good job. I'm so proud of you. And she's kind of like ruffles his hair a little bit. But you can tell that she's kind of keeping other people away from him a little bit. Like, because you can tell he's starting to get a little overstimulated again. So she's kind of like helping him. Walter just flat up. I was like, that's my baby girl. You did so good. He like picks Lily up and is like swinging her around. And Lily's giggling up a storm. And she's like, put me down. And she's like smacking him. So like Walter puts her down and like gives Thespis a high five. And Dalavash kind of gives another curtsy, and everyone's kind of starts to chatter, and the energy is still high, but it kind of starts to disperse, and you see Thespis give like a very contented, all right. And then Thespis sees you guys and kind of gives a little jog over to you guys, and says, hey, I'm glad you guys could make it.
It was very good.
Well, it didn't go as expected, but the show must go on. You got to roll with the punches, right? So,
I'm going to be honest. Everything looked pretty good to me.
Thespis kind of gives Ivor a little nudge. I hope it sounded good.
Were you beating something up?
Well, that wasn't part of the show. I have this machine that Hitchwire made that can play music through it. I'm not the only bard who can make music, but Amir is super new to it. So, Amir doesn't quite want to perform in front of the whole town yet. So, Hitchwire made me this box that can actually make music, which blows my mind. And so he made it for me, and it wouldn't stop playing music. So I kind of tried to beat it up a little bit to make it stop. It didn't. So then Hitchwire beat it up, and it stopped. If that's what you're talking about.
Is there not buttons on it?
There is, but they wouldn't work. Apparently, Hitchwire is more experienced with weaponry, not musical instruments. So it's a little newer.
Really?
Yeah. There's a bit of a difference between a boombox and an implosion grenade, whatever that does. So...
There's a massive difference, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm glad you guys could make it. How did you sleep?
Would have liked some warning.
I am so sorry. It's been a while since anyone new has been here, and I've gotten a little desensitized. As desensitized as I can. After 75 years, it's a bit much. I want you all to know that they're not always like that. Sometimes you get some better memories. Sometimes you get really good memories that other people have. But usually when tensions are high, the thing on everyone's mind is their own death. And so that kind of tends to be what leaks our way.
Yeah. So some warning.
Yeah. What causes that?
This seems to be... why don't we all go hang out at my place for a little bit? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Hitchwire's fixing my boombox, so I'm gonna let him keep that. Come. And they kind of skip a little bit as they lead you to their house. On the outside.
I will say, oh, sorry.
No, go.
I was going to say, Cora is usually, her body language is usually pretty open. Doesn't really cross her arms, doesn't really cover her chest. It's usually very open and you can talk to me, it's fine. She's kind of closed off a little bit because, she watched this person fucking die. So she's kind of just I don't know what to do here.
I don't know how I'm supposed to approach this.
She's a little, it's in the front of her brain, and she's just kind of I need to separate myself, but I don't want to say that, so I'm just gonna
You learned a dirty secret about something and don't want to bring it up. Yeah. You feel like it's not your business, but also it feels like they kind of deserve to know that you know.
Yeah. It's not her business, but it kind of is her business a little bit now.
This isn't a normal thing that people do, okay? This isn't like a normal thing people experience. We don't know how to deal with that rationally.
Yeah. So, you all are led to Thespis' house. Thespis opens the door and lets you all in. Inside, you see gorgeous tapestries. You see paintings. You see books. You see almost any type of art that you can think of. You can tell that Thespis dabbles in. And you see the house is like organized chaos. It's a little cluttered. There's, you can tell that, especially with Richard's response, that Thespis might ask him to teleport things in, because you're seeing things like colored pencils and paints and many books and notebooks, and you see like a big mirror on the side with various makeups, and you see a wall of costumes that some of them look handmade, some of them probably were brought in, like teleported in. And this is clearly the home of an artist that doesn't really have a fixation.
Does Cora see the weapon or the armor? Because she understands that people come in with what they were wearing when at least she understands from her perspective, that they come in with what they died in. Does she see the sword or any of the armor?
Not in this room, no. But this is just the front room.
I was just curious.
Yeah, not in the front room. It does not seem to be on display.
Okay, that's understandably so.
Yeah. So Thespis kind of like shuts the door. It's like, all right, so here, from what I've gathered, what that is where we are, this world, I've been calling it a bubble, this bubble. It's supposed to, whoever is in here is supposed to have like some sort of mental sync with each other, in one way or another. And it's not like mind reading, it's not we know each other's feelings, it's kind of through dreams, and we kind of get to know people through dreams. Something that Meredith does cuts that off. So it's unfortunately either you choose to have these dreams or you choose to be under Meredith's control. I figure the dreams are scary, but I feel Meredith is scarier. So I should have warned you guys. I'll admit, I've kind of gotten used to it, but that's no excuse to not warn you guys. And I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't know how these two feel, but it's okay. It happens. There's a lot going on, so.
Yeah. I will let you know that basically this does mean that there is a chance that anyone else who isn't affected by Meredith might have some of your memories. Probably, all things considered, more likely than not, final memories. The longer you're here, different things happen. It's usually nothing. The final memories are like the only really intense ones. Usually they're super mundane. Like that's how I learned what Richard's favorite color was something through that. Like that's how I know what kind of flowers he likes, is through his dreams, and like, so you're gonna learn some like kind of weird shit about people that are here. But the only really intense ones are what brought us here. So I kind of dropped the ball.
Cora kind of closes up more at that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But thankfully, if nothing else, you can trust Mikhail to not say anything, because Mikhail might not even broach you guys about it. Mikhail is very private. Mikhail is the kind of person to, as soon as they learn something they don't want to know, they do their best to forget. I have never met someone who could willfully forget something as easily as they could. So your secrets are safe with them. And I don't think I need to tell you that Dimitri won't go telling anyone. But Dimitri won't go telling anyone. And I promise you, your secrets are safe with me. And they kind of look to Magna. It's like, and I guess you all realize that Malik is like us, too.
Yeah.
Beckett is under Meredith's control. From what I gathered, it seems that when the Dwyers came in, due to what Walter calls, and you hear Thespis mimic Walter's voice perfectly. It is like a mimic of, Southern hospitality. And it seems that with that, he did encourage Lily to shake Meredith's hand out of social obligations. But Beckett doesn't seem to be the kind of person to make Malik touch anyone that he doesn't want to. So it seems that kind of spared Malik long enough until I got here. And Malik trusted me after a while, and I was able to... So there's things that Malik knows that no child should know. Okay, I need to be upfront with you guys. I can't keep secrets, no matter how much I want to. I told you guys I've been here for like 75 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have reason to believe that this bubble has been around for much, much longer than that. Upwards to the thousands. And I kind of got to wondering, why aren't there more people here then? If it's been around for thousands of years. So remember when I told you about Beckett's uncle? That she murdered him?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's the only death that people remember. There have been a lot more people here. But they died from the monsters.
Mm-hmm.
They were eaten. And no one remembers them anymore. Except for me, Dimitri, Mikhail, and Malik. But no one else seems to remember them. Amir used to be more of a doctor. Less of a baker, more of a doctor. He had frequent patients. He realized that Gideon had patients that seemed to be getting worse, so he kind of subtly took over, unofficially, but he's not a therapist, so he really only had much he could do. But some of his patients were fighters. And some of his patients got eaten. And the way the bubble erased them was also to erase the clinic that he had. And it got refurbished into a bakery. And he thinks that he has run this bakery since he got here. I don't know why this happens. None of us know why this happens. But I have reason to believe that there are probably hundreds of people who have died, come here, and then died again, only to be removed from everyone here's memory. And if you're affected by Meredith, you forget them. I've tried to keep trinkets of everyone who's died to try and honor them, but when I wake up, they're gone. I
get completely erased.
Completely. And if someone came in together, they're under the assumption that they came alone, that the person that died that came with them didn't come. So, like, they don't completely forget, but they think they came alone. But if you met someone here, you forget them.
Cora looks visibly angry.
I don't know why it happens, and I wanted to take us up front because I don't know.
I appreciate that. I'm not angry with you. I've had my experience with people trying to remove the memories of those that were here. From what it sounds like, Meredith has every intention to do that no matter what happens, and I want to know why.
I want you all
If
to know
it's a thing to comfort people, I don't know and I don't care. It's not okay.
It's not just Meredith, though. Roger is shady as shit too. I mean, and he's up to something, and I can't figure out what. And I know that Gideon is in Meredith's pocket more than anyone else. People just think that Meredith and Roger are in a loveless marriage, and Meredith is cheating on Gideon. That's what people think. And I guess it's not entirely untrue, but it's also not entirely true. Because I have reason to believe Meredith doesn't actually give a shit about Gideon. I don't think she really gives a shit about anyone.
No.
So, since you've been so upfront with us, I should let you know about my little affliction.
Okay.
Every once in a while I can see little snippets of things that pretty much all the time happen. Sort of seeing the future, if you will. Earlier I saw something with Dr. Anderson in his office.
Okay.
I figured that you are probably the one person we can trust here.
Yeah.
He was with Wallace.
Okay.
And the first time we went into Dr. Anderson's office, I felt something.
Okay.
Magic,
Mm-hmm.
as it were. Are you aware of what he can do?
Well, I'm aware of what he is. And trust me, I am not one to say that all bards from that college are assholes. I have met some great bards who can
He's
use...
a fucking whisper bard, isn't he? God damn it, of course he is.
I have met some great people with those abilities, but those are powers that are easy to abuse. And I've seen what he's done to people. I've seen what he's driven people to. He once drove a girl mad. And when I say mad, I mean mad. She came here with some untreated stuff, some mental health stuff. She hallucinated. She had, we couldn't tell if there were visions or hallucinations, and they disturbed her. And the only people that could really comfort her were her sister and Amir. But she ended up being, by Meredith's suggestion, she ended up seeing Gideon. And then she lost her mind after a couple of years. And I am certain it has to do with Gideon. And then not long after, both her and her sister were eaten. Because they were backup guard members, because they were really good fighters. And we tried to talk, their names are Anya and Carmen. Anya was a very skilled fighter, and Carmen was also very skilled, but she didn't get the help she needed, and then she was traumatized, and it was worse. But she still tried to fight. because she wanted to protect everyone. And then everyone forgot. And that's one of the only times I was almost grateful, because I feel like if Amir had remembered, that Amir would probably not be what you see today. But Gideon...
Do you think that was intentional?
The eating thing?
Them being eaten.
I have my suspicions. I know there's times where the monsters act as if they're targeting someone. And that's been noticed by the guard. I'm pretty sure Amir's been targeted a few times, mostly because he keeps saving people. He keeps healing them. He keeps keeping them from dying. And many people who have died, I feel... I should say I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. Mostly because I don't know what the monsters are. They have to have something to do with Claudia and Roger, but Meredith and Roger, but I don't know what.
I think he's doing the same thing, possibly, to Wallace. He was completely out of it, staring at the ceiling and just spilling information, talking about how he hates his brother. And then Dr. Anderson turned it on him. And I'm worried that he's going to exacerbate that.
Yeah, and Wallace would be an easy target. And it makes sense because Meredith has her grubby little fingers all around Wallace. Meredith kind of tries to act like a mother figure to Wallace, and Wallace has fallen for it. I've tried to kind of subtly say that maybe she's not as great as he thinks she is, but he's in such denial.
Quick question. Was Wallace the one that was coming back the night before, being helped by Amir?
And that was Walter.
It was Walter.
It's Walter. Yeah.
Wallace is the guy with the handkerchief around his neck who
Gotcha.
Came out to meet us.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
okay.
He's.
I've been getting the two of them mixed up for like.
Wallace.
I'm like-
Wallace is with Larkin, who has the siren-esque
Gotcha.
voice.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because when we first met him.
The extra L is for Larkin.
Yes. They come in a pair.
Cool. Gotcha.
And then Lily has the single L.
Yeah, it's spelt like the character Lily from Star Trek Next Generation.
Nice.
Nice.
So, like-
nice.
Walter, and then
Yeah.
Okay.
Singular L.
Yeah.
that's how I remembered it.
Same brain. Same brain.
Also, have you ever noticed that a little red ring
Mhm.
around?
Yeah. That's something... At first I thought that was Gideon. But I think it's affecting him too. Because I've seen it on other people, even people who aren't patients of his. I think it has to do with Meredith.
I guess.
So, how do we stop Wallace from going to Dr. Anderson?
I mean, I'm not going to be one to talk someone out of going to therapy, but
That's not therapy.
it's abuse. I know. I also can't bring myself to, like, use my sway, you know? Like, because I technically could just say, hey, don't go. And then he wouldn't, but I can't. I've tried talking to him. He listens to me, but he thinks he's getting help. He has a lot of stuff going on. I don't I don't like telling other people's secrets for them. But he's got a lot of like guilt and repentance stuff. He feels he failed his family, and it's this whole thing. And I've even suggested maybe he talks to Amir. It's like, I know Amir's not a therapist, but Amir's like really good at it, and
Won't use magic on you to get
yeah,
you to talk, yeah.
yeah. Unless you ask. I mean, the worst he'll do is calm emotions, which is nice sometimes actually. But he's kind of got Gideon has got people, all of his patients. The only patient that isn't around his finger anymore is Amir. Because Amir got through, because Birin got through to Amir. Because Birin was getting angry. Because Amir's anxiety was getting worse. But the Dwyers, Wallace, there's a few other, like those are his primary patients right now. Walter, Winter, and Wallace. Beckett saw him once and then said fuck that, which I was like, valid, fair. Hitchwire's never stepped foot. McHale tried to break into his place once. That's the extent of that. But yeah, he's really got the.
Was Mikhail trying to figure out how he was doing it? It's partially him and partially the couch. I'm sure of it.
The couch.
The couch.
Okay. Magical therapist couch. Got it.
I don't know exactly what it was.
Did
But
Wallace have the red ring? The couch may have been from Meredith then. Because I'm sure that that's from Meredith. It's either Meredith or Roger, and I'm sure it's Meredith.
does Meredith
What does she
have
mean?
any other abilities that you know of?
I don't know. I know that she's got this mental thing that even if people don't trust her, like Hitchwire doesn't trust anyone as far as he can throw anyone, but he's kind of like blind to Meredith's shadiness. So it kind of makes people like turn a blind eye to whatever she does that's questionable. And that has something to do with the memory thing. And but I don't know what it does beyond that.
She told me she was trying to keep the town safe.
Oh, that's a load of bullshit. I'm sorry, but
That's what she told me.
well, of course, she wants to make herself look like a good person.
I don't think she was lying necessarily. I don't know to what ends, but I think it's safe from what she didn't say. But maybe for her, maybe for what she has planned. Don't think she was entirely lying there.
Maybe. She is a politician's wife, so she's probably good at, like, half-truths.
Oh no, she absolutely is.
I think she'd make a better politician than Roger, honestly. Never really liked
I feel like
politicians.
he doesn't exactly. I feel like he doesn't exactly make the decisions.
Something else. I don't know if it was just because he was thinking about her, but I may or may not have peeled into his head the first day we were here. And he was clearly very angry with me pushing into what he was doing. Didn't know I was in his head, but I was being a little insistent. Meredith's face kept popping up, and I don't know if it was him thinking about her or if it's some sort of influence she has on him, and it seems like it's the only thing that was keeping him calm.
I wouldn't be surprised, because if she has wooed him with her feminine wiles or something like that, it's doesn't have the whole handshake thing, but I mean, he's a useful tool if you're some asshole who's, into that sort of thing. You guys have been staying at the inn. I know that Wallace isn't the most open person, but he's also not. He doesn't do well with strangers, but he also is kind of. If you get him talking, he's fairly an open book. It's just getting him talking. I've tried, guys. I tried. And I don't know what to do. I'm not as powerful as I used to be. And I can't break through those strings, and I can't break through what Gideon's doing. And I think that Gideon is more powerful than I am because Meredith is helping him.
Wouldn't be shocked.
I know you guys just got here. But I know you guys also, I mean, at least Cora, you mentioned really wanting to get home. And if we can break out of here, even if you guys don't want to go home, I can help you guys find better places to go. But the more people stay here, the more people are going to die. And I don't know what happens to people after they die here. Okay, I should specify the whole being eaten thing. And people are getting hurt. And obviously I haven't been doing exactly the best on my own. And I can't force Mikhail into anything, because Mikhail's got their own stuff going on, and I am never going to force anyone into doing anything. And Dimitri is doing the best he can by providing a safe place at that inn. That is a safe place to sleep. It is a safe place to kind of forget about your troubles for a bit. I'm going to need your guys' help in figuring out what's going on. Lily and Malik are kids. They have spent more time here than they spent alive. And I can't keep losing people. I can't keep losing friends and then having to act like they never existed. So, and you see kind of Thespis kind of put their hands over their face, and just all of that negative emotion is just gone. So if you guys could really help, I'd really appreciate that, because I'm not exactly doing the best without help. But
I had every intention to.
Okay, thank you. You don't have to, but I really appreciate it.
There are a lot
You
of
see,
good people here.
they all would. Ooh.
I was going to say, there are a lot of good people here. No one deserves to be here. We don't, you don't. Wallace doesn't. The kids don't. I don't know what we can do, but we'll try.
I'll let you know what I know.
Okay.
If I learn anything else, I'll let you know.
Thank you. Well, I have an idea. Mikhail tried it on their own once, and it didn't work, but I have an idea. You, they point to you, Cora. You, and they say, in Thieves' Cant, can you pick a lock?
I can.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, Beckett.
What luck?
Beckett's been teaching me. I'm so glad I said that correctly. Okay.
I
we're sitting here like, wow, a lot of people have colds today.
I will say, Cora's, like, once that kind of, like, I had every intention to help, Cora kind of resets for a second, and that, like, very good posture, very, like, calm face kind of comes back before they have that conversation.
Yeah. And says, I was thinking the back door to Gideon's office. I can lure him out. He hates me. I can lure him out easy.
So I can do that.
Okay.
This is still in Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
I could do that. But it's not exactly what I do. I'm kind of new to this whole thing. And I'm a little concerned that the door might also have a magical protection on it, considering he has a lot of secrets.
Is this in Thieves' Cant?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, okay, sorry. And then they slip back to comment. It's like, I really don't know. I can understand it. I can't speak a lot of it. So
what I was saying then, so everyone else can, so I'm new to this whole adventuring thing, and I can sort of pick a lock, but I'm worried his door might be a little problematic, and I can't do anything about that. It's a lot of secrets. Okay.
What was that, Ivor?
I probably could. There's some sort of enchantment or magic lock on it. You just need to give me warning. I don't have it right now, but...
Okay. Well, basically, I asked Cora if you all wouldn't mind doing me a favor if I lured Gideon out of his office, if you all could possibly, I don't know, break in and see what you could find?
I've already gotten into the doorway of his office.
And you had the vision. So
yeah. And she knows where the magic is. You detected it last time we were there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can do my best on getting in. I can't promise anything though.
Oh no, that's okay.
It's not exactly my specialty.
That's okay. I have faith in you guys. I can't ask Mikhail. They tried, and if I asked them, they would try again, but they would try and do it alone, and I don't want anyone going in there alone, and Dimitri can't exactly pick locks. Neither can I. So, and I told Cora.
I'm okay with it. I was learning before.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, Gideon hates my guts, so I could easily lure him out.
Hates us too.
Yeah. He honestly hates most of the people here.
I think he might also hate Meredith, just likes some of the things he gets from her.
Yeah, well, you know what, I'm gonna let them have that whole thing. But okay, so I really appreciate the help. I'll whip something together tomorrow. I'll lure him out, and then I'll see how long I can keep him out. And they kind of look to Ivor. And you all see Thespis kind of bop their own head and kind of point at Ivor. And Ivor, you get a message in your head and I can give you warning when he's on his way back.
That sounds good.
Cool. Okay, so basically, if you all can all break in, this is to all of you. If you all can kind of find your way in after everything, I can lure him out and then let you all know. Well, I can telepathically message Ivor and let you all know when he's on his way back. Give you enough time to get out.
Actually, what might be good to do, that way we're all aware, and very quickly after she starts saying that, you would all hear in your heads, Thespis, Ivor, and Magna. I can get disconnected as long as we're within a mile of each other.
I mean, that's easy considering the size of this place.
And for this is her psionic power, Psychic Whispers. I have to roll a d8. As an action, choose up to 3 creatures you can see, then roll 1 psionic energy die. You can only do it once a day. For a number of hours equal to the number rolled, which is 2. The chosen creatures can speak telepathically with you, and you can speak telepathically with them as long as you are within 1 mile. You and the creature don't need to speak a common language to understand each other.
Okay. Cool. And that's just a while. Okay, that's actually a really good idea. So we're gonna go with that. So, okay. Tomorrow, we'll meet up. I will get him lured out so that you can kind of set this all up. And then I'll lure him out. You all can bust in, kind of, see what you can find. And we can go from there. I know this is a lot to ask, and I really hate asking, but I'm kind of at my wit's end and really just want to get everyone out. And again, I promise, if you don't want to go home to your place, I will find a way. Darish can teleport and dimension hop. I'm sure that Darish and I can find a better place for you all to go. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need some time alone.
Actually, before you do that, can we talk?
Yeah.
Alone?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Guys,
Yeah.
And they look to Magna and Ivor and go, please feel free to sit down, and hang out. Come. And they gesture, Cora, for you to follow them into, you kind of go into another room, and it's a sort of like a little kitchen area. And Thespis kind of like shuts the door a little bit and goes, what's up?
So, the dreams, memories.
Mm-hmm.
I saw yours. You don't have to talk about it. It's not my business to know. I just wanted you to be aware.
I know I need to be honest with you guys. I'm gonna put Chelsea and I in a breakout room, actually.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, let me do this. let me get it.
Oh no.
Hold up.
Bitch about to cry probably. I got shit here. We're good. We Gucci.
Okay.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
So, Thespis. Was it my final moments?
Yeah.
No.
I wish I could say it was something other than that, but
that was my ex. We met at a low time in her life, and I thought I could help. And I thought I did help. But I I encouraged her in the wrong ways. I didn't mean to. Um, do you believe in gods?
I did once. Kind of lost faith when everything went to shit in my world.
That's a common thing I hear. And I'm sorry that your gods failed you. But
It wasn't just them.
It's hard being a god. You have followers, you have faiths, you have symbols to uphold, and things change. You don't have to believe me. Meredith knows, so I don't really know why I keep it secret. I guess I wanted a fresh start. I'd failed the first time.
I do believe you.
She was the goddess of the hearth, of the home, of protection.
Oh.
And I was the god of the performing arts, the youngest of the siblings, raised by my sisters, the other artists. And when she was losing faith, I thought I could help her. Inspire her, you know? What brings people together than art, than the theater? And I thought that maybe just a little inspiration. But she went from the goddess of protection to the goddess of war. And she had most of our people killed. She inspired our people to go in droves into war against each other. Our culture was all but dead because of her. We were losing strength because we had lost our followers, our supporters. Our temples, our theaters, our shrines, the gods started to fight amongst each other, and I thought because this was my fault, I had to fix it. So I tried to confront her, but I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter. I'm an entertainer. A voice, a show, a story. But I'm not a fighter. And you can see Thespis shaking. And I don't know if my siblings are alive. I don't know if she killed them too, because they're also not fighters. They say the pen is mightier than the sword, but have you ever been stabbed with a sword? It hurts a lot more than a pen.
No, not yet.
I hope you never do. And I want to go home. I want to see my sisters again. I want to know if they're okay, if they were able to regroup, if any of our people survived. But I failed. I failed the first time I tried to save anyone. I worsened it. And now people are still dying. And I can't do anything to stop. And you see their violet eyes are becoming bloodshot as tears are bubbling and pooling down their face. And then they take in a deep breath and and the tears are gone. Sorry.
Cora, not pleasant because there's a lot happening right now,
Yeah.
but the like kind of calm, understanding face does turn a little bit to frustration.
Yeah.
You don't get to tell me that and then do that. I understand it's a difficult topic to talk about, but you don't get to talk to me like to tell me that and then do that. Amir does it. Every single person in this town does it. And I understand that this has been a hard time and we've all been through literal hell, but you don't get to do that.
You're right.
It's not okay.
No, it's not. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just, I've seen it too much. Before this moment, I've seen it too much, and I'm kind of done with it.
It feels fake. I get it. I guess I'm just...
It's not that. It's not that. I do it too. But I'm not going. And she kind of calms down. I'm not going to pretend to understand the weight of what you had on your shoulders. But from what it sounds like, from what you've told me, I can understand a little of it. I want to go home. Everyone does. It's normal. We all have things we were doing. My people are very sick. All of them. My world is... There's so much conflict. And I've lost people to it. That's not really... Anyways, my father's done nothing to help the people that he can. And after my mother died from the same thing that everyone else was sick from, I left. I tried to fix what I could. Tried to do what I could, as I told Magna, be better than those before me. And I ended up here before I got to do anything. So I get that, at least. My mother would have loved you. She was a painter. But,
Your people are lucky to have you. Someone in control who cares. I mean, I get it. You're not the one in the hot seat, you know. But you care. There's times where those in control don't. There's a lot of times where those in control don't. That's kinda what my siblings and I were about. power to the people through the arts. And a lot of social commentary, a lot of rebellion, a lot of fighting the man. So, of course, I'm wanting to throw punch a mayor, not surprised. But I promise you, we are going to do everything we can to get you home. I can't promise getting you home. I made that promise before and then they died, but I'm going to promise you that I'm going to do everything that I can.
Not you. We're going to do everything we can to get home. It's not your job. It's not your job to fix things as much as you like to say that it is.
Well, I guess I'm glad I got a really good team. One promise I can make is no more secrets from me. You're not the first person I've told about. And they kind of like gesture to like the twinkling freckles. Dimitri knows. Mikhail's in denial.
Yes.
Mikhail is scared of any and all gods, so that's I don't bring it up around them. I trust you guys. And I hope you guys can trust us too. But I understand if it takes some time.
I do. It's been a while since I've been able to put faith in anything.
I want to have a
So I
talk with
guess, I suppose, my faith is in you.
I want to have a very stern talking to whoever the god of healing is in your dominion, because obviously they have slacked. So I'll come with you and I'll have a word with your upper management, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't think they'll listen, but
Well,
you can try.
well. All right. Let's get you back to your friends.
Before they go, Cora just pulls Thespis into a hug.
And Thespis just wraps their arms like real tight around Cora and kind of rubs their back and it's like, well, we got this. And they say in thieves can't. Thick as thieves?
I suppose.
And then
You need to
Thespis.
work on that.
Huh?
You need to work on that.
Yeah, I've been
Always
told, I've been told it's really hard to understand, but I'm trying, okay?
Sounds good so far.
And then Thespis walks you out to the others. Let's leave the breakout room.
Don't listen to us. Don't listen to anything that we're saying. It's
The
fine.
entire time we were trying to figure out what was happening based on
We're like,
Bond's
breakout
facial
room.
expressions.
More like
Makeout
room.
No, literally in the chat, in the fucking chat, so many people are like, they're making out right now.
Yeah, we're like breakout room. We're like makeout room. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Okay, so as Thespis walks out, you see Thespis kind of like wiping tears out of their eyes. Says, okay, all right. You all, I do need some time to myself, especially.
Of course.
No. But thank you, Cora. And my faith is in you guys. I hope that you guys can have faith in me. We'll do this together, okay? Okay. All right. Well, you guys should be heading home. Or not home, but to the wherever you guys want to go next. I do need to rest.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
And they kind of blow you all. And you see little sparkles kind of just go out with the little...
I love Thesmus. I love Thesmus so fucking much. Oh my god, Casper! Casper!
Oh my god.
Wow.
So they were making out.
Wow, I wasn't wow.
Joking about how Magna and Ivor are sitting there like, should we leave? Should we go?
Should we get...
No, I think there was too much crying and tense talking for making out, but...
You can make out while crying.
Oh.
Like, I've done it.
I mean, I guess.
You can make out while crying!
Okay.
Any way to get your serotonin.
I mean, fair. So, Thespis kind of, blew you all a kiss with a little glitter, and then kind of makes, like, a little playful bow, and then kind of, like, awkwardly shuffles back, like, out of the room to indicate, like...
I can go take a nap! Bye! I need to take an impression nap!
I just performed and then cried a lot, so bye.
I need to take an impression nap, BRB.
Yeah.
Valid.
So you all leave. It is getting to about time for us to start the wrapping up process, and it is also starting to get towards a little later in the day.
Bless you, whoever that was.
That was a burp. I'm so sorry. It was like, oh, hi,
Yeah.
Chaos Crypt. Hell yeah! We just got raided by 10 people.
Oh,
Hello, Chaos Crypt.
You missed the makeout room. Sorry.
Yeah, you really did. So much making out.
It was definitely gay.
That's
that's
sure.
for sure.
That was to be
Look,
expected.
it was a little queer.
It was very queer, excuse you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just lost my chat on my phone. There we go. Now I can see it. Okay. Now, you all can either head back to the inn. Wallace would likely be at the inn if you want to try talking to him.
Let's just like distract him for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
We'll just not let him leave.
So, you guys want to head back to the inn and go talk to Wallace?
Sure.
I want to go talk to Winter, but
Oh.
Ivor has no
That's-
reason to go talk to
Alright.
Winter.
All right. You just want to talk to Winter because you're queer.
Yeah.
I promise you will have plenty of time to talk to Winter. I mean,
That's true.
you can, but we are also starting to get towards the time where I will want to corral you guys back towards the inn for the night.
Yeah.
So,
I was just saying that to just let the chat know once again that I am queer.
and you are in love with Winter.
And I am in love. Ivor isn't. I am.
I love this
But we can go back to the inn.
I promise you.
Jason just wants some good blackberry tarts.
So Jason
That's
is,
the
in love
romance.
is platonically in love with Amir.
Jason wants to be adopted.
I mean, honestly, name a better power
The best
couple
person to
than
be
Amir-
adopted by.
than Amir
Yeah.
and Ren. Power couple.
I
of
feel like they would be the best
Well,
and worst parents.
Oh yeah, no, they would be the best N-word.
Listen, the best power couple with also some Dimitri sprinkled in because it is a thing.
The
We gotta include Dimitri here.
Oh my god! Holidays would be so powerful.
Lit, dude.
You know how powerful holidays would be?
With Dimitri,
best.
Amir, and Biren as
Yes,
your
of
like
course.
parents.
They'd be
Yes,
the best.
the best. Come on, this is
Like Halloween, they're the family that has the full chocolate bars.
No, not even
Just
chocolate
saying.
bars. We're just like handing out baked goods on
Yeah.
the street.
Yeah.
I
Handmade goods.
am also positive that as a small child, if you ever got hurt in front of Dimitri, Amir, and Birin, Dimitri wouldn't even look up. It would just be
Wouldn't care.
out. Dimitri wouldn't even look up.
Walk it off.
Amir would immediately be the kind of person
Yeah,
that's, oh
you're
my
fine.
god, are you okay? Oh my god, let me fix it. You'll be fine. It's okay. You're absolutely fine. And Biren's sitting there, it's like, you're good. Walk it off. Go on.
Yeah.
Get up.
Yeah.
No
Walk it off.
blood,
You're
no
fine.
broken bones, you're fine.
It's a spectrum. It's a spectrum. Amir is
Sure
the kind of
is.
parent that has to be told if you freak out, it freaks them out, and Amir is like,
But I'm freaked out.
So good. So good.
I wanted to check it in.
Yeah. So, you all head back to the inn. You do see Dimitri behind the bar. He seems to be in better spirits now. Like, he's had kind of a day to recover from that. You all do see, like, the Dwyers are seeming to be having their patrol drink. And they're all just kind of, you see them. You see Amir and Birin are, like, sharing a meal together. But they're up at the bar. So, like, they kind of, like, you see every now and then Birin kind of, like, invites Dimitri into the conversation, which Amir is delighted by. You can tell that Birin is, like,
completely unaware.
Birin is playing wing woman for her husband and the bartender.
Bless.
I love every moment I've seen with Birin. I love Birin so much.
Birin is so good. So you also do see Wallace is now actually the one who's, like, kind of cleaning up. It seems like he's given Dimitri a break so that Dimitri can, like, go talk. Like, now
because they arrived. The second they walked in, he was like, "Go! I know you're gonna talk to him anyways.
Wallace is
We're gonna pay you for it."
Yeah,
We're gonna pay you for it.
It's like, I don't pay you for it, but Dimitri's, you don't pay me anyway.
Yeah, Dimitri's amazing.
I love Dimitri. So Wallace sees you all come in, and Wallace, again, with the handkerchief around the neck and the sling, and just like, he's cleaning with one hand. He's like, "Oh, hey, welcome back." And he, like, seems to be kind of, like, preparing almost like a spot for you guys just in case you guys decide to sit down. Are you guys in for your rooms for the night, or want some food first?
Probably food.
Okay. Tonight, if I remember correctly, it's a beef stew, and he looks over to Larkin, and Larkin kind of gives a nod. We have a beef stew. Beef. It's vegetarian. We don't really have meat here. Richard's tried to bring in meat. So it tastes really weird. So we just go vegetarian.
Told a little by that already.
Yeah. So we go vegetarian here. So
It's not by choice.
It's not by choice.
It's forced.
We
hate it.
Well, some of the people here are completely fine with it. I am not really asked either way, as long as I can eat.
The beef is only fiction. The beef is only between the people. It's not eaten.
So
And the people themselves.
Well, I guess your beef.
Well, I mean the bed incident.
Cattle.
Oh shit, that too! All my brain wrinkles just wash. I was like, yeah, he was flexing those guns, move that bed, and you're like, no, he's food.
You're actual beef.
Like, no, we can eat you.
No.
Well, fuck me, I guess.
No, he is also shredded. He is jacked.
The shredded thing, the shredded beef was above the actual beef.
I need to check the official D&D cookbook that I have, because I need to see if they say anything about furbolgs, because they do say stuff about eating halfling fingers.
They do. There's the recipes.
We can share that afterward.
You guys talk to Wallace or not?
Mistakes were made today. Many mistakes were made.
We made a choice. It was not a good one.
Ivor would sit down at the bar.
Okay.
Yeah, Magnus hungry. He's only eating sweets today.
So
We only had tea and pastries. That's it. Because we're fucking hungry. In the past 2 days, all we've had is tea and pastries.
Holy shit! Yeah, you're right. Oh my god.
We didn't eat anything the day before except for tea and pastries.
Well, to be fair, we were just eating comfort foods, but now we need to actually eat something.
We know we need to actually, provide sustenance to our body, but it's fine.
I mean, considering you guys are dead, it's weird you guys are actually feeling tired and hungry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to ask, do we feel hungry?
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Interesting.
So this is hell.
We're living in legitimate hell, as Cora said earlier.
Damn it.
You do actually feel tired and hunger and pain and stuff like that. So, yes.
Oh, so all the things we could die from if we don't pay attention to it. Dope.
Sweet. Let's get this beef. beef stew.
Okay.
Let's get
So-
this beef on the table.
So, Wallace comes over and hands you all, like, puts down some bowls. It smells great. It smells very comforting, very inviting, very stick to your bones comfort food. And he puts down
Best.
some bowls and some, like, wooden spoons down for you guys. And also gets you all some water. He's like, hydrate or dihydrate. I was waiting for Jason to just turn off his camera.
I have no more liquid. I have no more liquid to do that with. I'm sorry.
No, Wallace wouldn't say that. He's not that punny.
I'll just eat. Is that okay?
Sure, yeah.
Oh well.
Sure, makes.
Becky just redeemed hydrate. So.
So Chelsea's gonna dehydrate
It
because she
works.
can't hydrate.
Yep. I'm giving my body sustenance in other ways.
That's good. So you all, this is gonna be like
Jenny,
this will be our last.
I can drink the sauce.
Get lost in the sauce.
No, we don't want
Can.
you.
This-
We want beef stew or bust.
All right, this needs to be our last scene.
Okay, sorry.
I do actually have something that I want to do after talking to Wallace.
Okay. All right. So you all, sorry, the chat. Fucking Christ, Nessa. So you all, sit with Wallace. Wallace puts down the food and drink in front of you guys. So I hope you guys had a good day. You guys got to catch the show, right?
Mm.
Yeah. I also keep forgetting that this is technically
Very
the
good.
hand of his that's in a sling, so I need to focus on moving this hand instead. That's all the show, right?
Method acting.
Yeah. I just go buy a sling just to play Wallace. I put it on every time he
Flip
talks.
it on over.
Yeah. So, yeah. How are you guys? I know this is just day 2, but how you guys settling in, getting along with people all right?
It was a rough night. But
Yeah.
I guess that was to be expected.
Yeah, the first nights are kind of rough for everyone. I hope that tonight's a better sleep for you guys.
Hmm.
If you guys need more blankets or anything, let me know. I can always bring you guys some more. I saw that you guys did all move into one room, and that's fine. That's
Yeah, I probably should have asked if I could have moved the bed.
It's okay. I mean, it's not like we're having to rush to fill the rooms or anything, so it's fine.
No, I would hope not.
So, speaking of rough nights, there was something I wanted to ask you because I wanted to get a bit of an opinion.
Oh, sure.
Seeing as everyone's sort of had some rough times, I'm having a bit of an issue dealing with mine, and I'm trying to ask around because I don't know who does, but I wanted to ask how Dr. Anderson's sessions go.
Oh,
I'm very particular about what sort of help that I need, and I just wanted to get sort of some understanding of how they go.
Oh, that's understandable. I mean, when you're kind of letting someone, learn your darkest secrets and stuff, it's, but he's helped, and as soon as Wallace starts talking,
I'm going to try to again subtly cast detect thoughts.
Okay. Does anyone want to roll to see how anyone else is
Sure.
responding to the mention? Because Larkin and Dimitri are also
Sure.
right there.
Oh
so.
shit! Yeah, no.
I
I'll do
would-
that too.
Definitely perception.
Insight.
Insight. Oh, I'm great at that.
Oh poop! All of
16.
my. Oh, kidding. Show. What was this? Insight.
Insight.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Ooh.
Boy got
Yes,
his wrinkles
16.
back.
Boy got his wrinkles back. He not smooth this time.
Hey.
My insight was a 14, but for the sleight of hand stuff to cast it, I'm going to use my 19 portent because I don't trust myself with my +1.
Got you. All right, so yeah,
Jason's brain is just like a shirt that gets stuffed into the back of the drawer, trying to like fit it in there.
It's the one you
Just
don't
wrinkle
want.
shit.
It's the one you don't want to wear to a holiday party.
It's so wrinkled, it's great.
Or like a
Or
job
a
interview.
wedding.
Like it's been back there for months.
It's like it doesn't
Like,
even.
you pull
fit
that
at
shirt
this
out and you're
point.
like, when the fuck did I get this?
Yeah, it's
You pull the
somebody
shirt out
else's
and you're like, is this a shirt?
Oh,
What
washcloth.
is this? What is
That
this?
wrinkled.
Oh, it's bad.
So, you succeed on detect thoughts, and this is just kind of getting into like the forefront. Okay, it's a little foggy in there. It's almost like
Not reassuring.
Wallace, like it almost seems like what he's saying is autopilot. Like he's not
Pre-programmed?
Yeah. It's almost like when it's like, oh, he's when you're like a little drunk and it's like everything just feels like a little it's almost like that, except you can tell he is stone cold sober. It's definitely like you can assume that this is probably something to do with Gideon, but especially because he's like, oh, he's a good therapist. It's I've been able to talk about it, and and Cora, you can definitely tell that at the mention of Gideon, like Dimitri, who's kind of like leaning into the conversation with like Amir and Birin, has kind of turned an ear.
Sparked that attention.
Yeah. Kind of turned an ear. But Jason or Magna.
Oh, Jason.
Magna, you noticed Larkin, who Larkin has been very shy, very quiet, especially because like you learned from, I believe it was Thespis told you that Larkin, being a more of a siren-esque creature, tends to keep to themselves and keep very quiet so they don't affect people unintentionally.
And we saw a little bit when
them
we
calling
first got here too.
Yeah.
Right at the start.
Yeah.
Right at the start. Yeah, like
how you all saw.
But we were told.
Yeah, that you all see Larkin as very whatever is like most comforting and appealing to you guys. And that's still the case. It doesn't seem to be a thing that Larkin can control. But you see Larkin kind of show more. They go from being kind of passive and careful to a very determined look. And you see them kind of get closer to Wallace in a very protective nature. You can tell with that 20, you can tell that Larkin does not like Gideon. Yeah, he does not.
Makes sense.
But he's keeping an eye on Wallace. Larkin kind of puts a hand on Wallace's shoulder. And you see Wallace kind of melts at the touch, just like a very pleasant. And Larkin gives Wallace a smile and then like looks at you all, and in a voice that sounds like pleasant wind chimes says, maybe try Amir first. He's more entry level, better for the palate. And again, that's the only thing you have heard this dude say the entire time you've been here. But he like keeps rubbing Wallace's back, and Wallace is like, yeah, I know Gideon's not really for everyone, but it's, he's helped me. He just kind of has this air about him that you just, and like as soon as Larkin kind of like quickly pulls a hand back, you see Wallace kind of, he's got a way of kind of getting people to open up, and just you feel like you can tell him anything.
Do you know how he does that?
I don't know. Just a really good therapist, I guess.
I'd be careful with therapists like that.
I mean,
Usually they have more than a few tricks up their sleeves.
Oh.
One thing that I have noticed, though, in my personal understanding, whenever I've gotten help like this, standing usually helps me figure out exactly what I want to say.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe you could try that.
Yeah. I mean,
Get the blood flow all the way through your body.
Yeah, kind of get moving.
Mhm.
I'll try that. And I mean, I know Larkin prefers to go see a mirror, which is fine. And he kind of like, you see like Wallace kind of give like a very gentle like caress to Larkin's cheek. It's like, you know, it's so I mean either or, I both depending on what you're looking for. But I'll try that. I definitely can use all the help I could get, but I feel like I'm not alone in that.
I know we really just met, but if you ever need somebody to talk to that's not, a licensed therapist, because that can be a lot sometimes. I mean, you can always talk to me. I kind of have a way of understanding how things might happen.
Really quick, Magna, I'm going to just continue with that nat 20. When you hear licensed therapist, you see Larkin just...
Larkin does not like this
Larkin
motherfucker.
is pissed.
Larkin gives a massive eye roll when Ivor calls Gideon a licensed therapist.
She's gonna pick how she slanders somebody that this guy trusts.
Oh, yeah.
She's gonna pick and choose.
Oh, yeah. And Wallace doesn't, seem to... Wallace is like, oh, yeah, licensed therapist. And Larkin's like, yeah, licensed pain in the ass. Licensed pain in the dick.
Does Larkin realize that Magnus, watching what's happening? Okay, just want to make sure. Bless you.
Well, Larkin is
Thanks for the burp.
Larkin is obviously far more focused on his boyfriend, his partner.
That's fair.
Yeah. So Wallace is like, oh, I really appreciate that. It's we all come from less than pleasant circumstances. Ones that we wouldn't ideally be in, and that kind of leaves us with a bitter taste in our mouths when we get here. But there's a lot of people that are good people here. And as soon as Wallace says that, you kind of see Wallace is thinking, and as Wallace is thinking, you guys see the faintest, just the briefest moment. This little red ring just almost kind of like a loading circle, just very quickly around the outer rim of his iris.
Is there anything that shows up in his head?
You would see kind of flashes of red, and then you see kind of just you almost get the mental thought of blonde curls. Kind of like a similar vibe that you got from Gideon. Have you guys been able to talk to Meredith yet? She's really, honestly, she's been the biggest help since I got here. She's kind of become like a mom to me. Yeah, she really took me under her wing when I first got here. I came here alone, like most people do. And I had been in a really bad way when I first got here. And she literally helped me up onto my feet and has taken care of me. So I feel like it's always worth, getting to know her. She's really sweet. And you see that similar drunken, Ivor, that similar drunken, this dude has got two people just fucking with his
This
head.
dude needs a
Fucking
couple
with
great
him.
restorations. Yeah.
This dude has not a single thought of his own, and you can tell. And Magna, you can
Big
tell.
head, no thoughts.
No thoughts. And Magna, you can tell that Larkin is very protective and is like hovering at this point. Like,
Does Larkin seem aware of the red ring or the drunken look? Does it seem normal to him or new?
he doesn't seem to be affected by the red ring. Or like Larkin doesn't seem to process the red ring, but
I'm saying, okay, cool.
Yeah, because Larkin, you do know that Larkin is also under control by Meredith.
I was curious though if it was something that he noticed as well.
Yeah, Ashley says this dude's brain got too smooth.
Too smooth. No, it's got 2 wrinkles. One of them is Gideon, the other is Meredith. That's it. 2 wrinkles.
They're not even his own
Permanent
wrinkles.
wrinkles. Yeah, someone else's wrinkles.
They're attached.
Someone else put them there.
It's like, no, she, and it doesn't seem that Larkin seems to be too upset by the talk of Meredith. Dimitri doesn't seem very happy, but Larkin also, you remember Thespis said, like, it seems that anyone who's affected by Meredith kind of dismisses anything that comes off as shady with her, assuming Larkin as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, no, I had lost a lot before I came here, and she really kind of filled in those pieces for me. So it wouldn't, and it's like I had lost my mom not too long before I came here, and she really stepped up to the plate. It's been nice,
Does she do that for most people?
She's really good friends with Walter and Winter. I know that she kind of keeps an eye on them. They volunteer to help out around town hall. Before Winter actually was in charge of the guard, Winter was kind of like a secretary, but Winter didn't like working a desk job, so Winter quit that. But Winter, everyone thought for a while that Winter and Meredith were going to get together, but Winter said that she had too much stuff that she was going through. So it seems that, like, you hear as Wallace is like explaining this, that like Dimitri has honed in on this conversation.
Yeah.
Like,
when we had seen Winter, did Winter have any scars, any cuts, any bites from the monsters?
Not that you notice. Like the Dwyers
that we could see.
Both the Dwyers have scars and stuff on their like face and bodies,
but any obvious like bites, like we've seen the
Walter
bites of the creatures.
You didn't see anything on Winter yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
but Walter was like underneath the clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Walter would have had the one from the previous night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen anything on Winter, but she's been relatively covered since you've seen her, so.
Yeah.
Like,
just working a theory in my head.
Okay.
Don't mind me. Just working a theory in my head.
So yeah, no, she Winter, and that was a while ago. I mean, everyone knows that Meredith isn't happy with Roger. I mean, she deserves better, honestly. But everyone knows that she's not happy, and I don't even think Roger cares. I mean, everyone kind of knows about Meredith and Gideon. Meredith did move on fast from the whole Winter thing, though. But, I guess everyone copes in their own way. And I just want her to be happy. And I want her to have what makes her happy.
Does Gideon make her happy?
I think so. I know that she makes him happy, and she seems to enjoy spending time with him. She does speak highly of him. That was actually why I started seeing him, was her suggestion. So it's been nice to...
What did she say? Just good practice, good.
Well, Meredith and I talked, and she found out the basics of everything I went through before I came here. Some family drama, I guess you could call it. And mentioned having a really hard time figuring out how to deal with it, and she mentioned I see Gideon, that he, would be able to help me through some breakthroughs and some clarity. I'm still working on it though. He did say that it would probably take a while for me to have like any real breakthroughs, and it's been a while, but I think it's helping. Um, I think it's helping.
I do have another suggestion if you'd like.
Yeah.
You've only been seeing Dr. Anderson, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, something that I've noticed, I've seen a couple of different people that helped me figure out my thoughts throughout my life. And it actually really helps to work some more with the person you're currently seeing if you actually get a fresh perspective from somebody else.
Oh.
Maybe try a session with Amir. See if maybe he notices something that you can bring up with Dr. Anderson. Especially when working with someone for so long.
Yeah.
It's easy to miss things.
Yeah. And like you see, like Magna and Cora, they see the red ring again. And
is it the same rush of gold curls?
For Ivor, it's the same the same rush of gold curls. I mean, I don't want to bother him. He's got a lot on his plate.
I don't think you will. We actually just were having tea with him this morning, and he was talking about looking for more people to talk to.
Oh. And you see almost like Wallace is like trying to take your advice, but is like almost like there's like a block.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
maybe just join him for breakfast.
Okay.
Don't even need to talk about anything. Just join them for breakfast.
And I haven't hung out with Amir as much as I should.
It is really good. Really good breakfast.
I mean, he's brought me pastries, but I've never had them like fresh. So
they're really good fresh.
Yeah, you should do that.
Okay, I'll try breakfast. Yeah. And like he kind of starts fiddling with the handkerchief again. Okay, yeah. And as he starts to like kind of fiddle and tug on the handkerchief, like Larkin kind of once again reaches over and like kind of rubs his back.
Is he thinking about anything while he's tugging on it?
You're right. As he's tuggling.
Yeah, it's fine.
As he's tugging on his handkerchief, you see him kind of like, those who are watching see him like almost kind of doing that like under the handkerchief, like you can see the fingers, but you can't really see. You can't see his neck. And
I had a theory.
Also, if it changes anything with him, Ivor's also got the scars along here.
I want you all to roll. I want Magna and Cora to roll perception, actually.
Okay. 13.
13.
15.
15.
Hey.
All right. Cora.
That's terrible.
Cora, you don't really see much. It looks like his hand is kind of shadowed over it. Magna, you realize...
Cora has some working theories.
Yeah. Magna, you realize that that's not... The darkness around his neck is not shadows. You see what looks like black ink has almost like kind of spread up his neck.
Interesting.
Oh.
And he's using his handkerchief to cover like what looks like almost like it's kind of like this black ink has gone up and followed the like little nooks and crannies of his skin and has kind of followed where his veins are, but it stops at the neck. And so he's been using his handkerchief to cover it. So Magna, you do see that.
I don't like where my brain is going.
But so he's kind of like tugging at it anxiously, and he's kind of like, and Ivor, what you're seeing in his head as his anxious mind is kind of fixated on his neck, is all you can tell is it's not even a you seeing his thoughts. It's more like in his head he's kind of like reliving sensations, and what you are feeling is this almost like secondhand. You taste a mixture of blood and ink, and it has like a grainy, ashy to it, and you feel like your neck needs to pop, and it kind of hurts, but you know it's not you. It's what's in the forefront of his mind.
No.
Is those feelings.
Shit. I hate it. Oh, I hate this.
Sitting here like, is he fucking being turned into one of the monsters? Jesus Christ.
So he's kind of like anxiously, and Larkin just kind of like rubs his back. And it's like, you hear again with the voice like wind chimes, just, hey, could you go get me something? Could you go get me a glass of water? And Wallace like, yeah, of course. I'll be right back. And he kind of walks away. And when Larkin has this, it's like just you guys, Larkin just, I really appreciate what you guys are doing. And again, it's the very calming voice. Because I also want him to see Amir instead. Just please tread carefully. He's very fragile.
Has Amir tried any sort of restoration spells on him?
Amir has offered to heal his arm. That's been injured since he got here. Wallace refuses.
What happened to it?
As far as I know, his brother took an axe to his arm before he came here, and it never quite fully healed. At least it didn't heal right. And Amir has offered to heal it countless times, as has Burin. I've offered to try and put together some sort of potion. I've dabbled.
So, I'm going to share something with you.
And Larkin leans in.
And I am expecting that this information will not go anywhere else.
Your secret's safe with me.
Wallace's thoughts are not his own. There is a heaviness, a shadowing over all of them. And Dr. Anderson is using magic to pull secrets out of him.
You hear him spit out words that sound like swear words, but they are in a language that none of you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's delivered.
What language is it?
So
It would likely be Sylvian, the Fey
I speak
language.
it.
Oh, okay, then you would recognize.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
speak Sylvan.
But-
yeah.
Furbolgs! Good old Furbolgs!
Yeah, so you would recognize that is basically the Fey version of fuck.
Yeah. Woohoo.
So
yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think that's him making the choice to not accept help. You might have to force him into it.
We can help as best we can.
We can. It's the matter of, I think he's losing his mind especially. And you don't like Dr. Anderson, do you?
I know mind tricks when I see them. Trust me. And he kind of gestures to himself.
Bitch, I'm best at them.
Yes. I also know what they can do when you're not careful, or when you know what you're doing and you have bad intentions. I just don't see why Meredith would let Gideon. She cares about him so much.
Ivor is lying,
And
clearly.
you see the red ring around.
Ivor is lying.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if Meredith knows. And I'm a little worried that maybe Gideon might have her under his spell too. So maybe don't
smart.
let her know.
Normally I
Smart.
would make you roll deception, but because of Meredith's magic, he's just gonna buy it.
Wow.
That's smart.
That's really
That's
good.
smart. That's really smart.
It's
That
almost
was a
like
good
I've been
choice.
playing a politician for 2 years.
Literally, yeah. That was smart.
Larkin just, okay, I'll talk to Amir. see if I can... I don't like...
It's never an easy thing to make someone get help, especially if it really seems like they don't want it. But if you let that go too far, it is going to break him. I know it's hard to trust my word, but please trust me.
Well, I don't trust Gideon, so I believe you. I'll talk to Amir and see what we can do about... Whatever you hear and whatever you learn, Wallace is a good person, and he deserves this second chance. And I want him to have that. And I care about him more than anything or anyone in this bubble. So I am going to talk to Amir. But I want you all to know that with the utmost... I am extending an open hand to you all.
By the way, something that Detect Thoughts allows is I can actually switch the person that it's going to.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the same thing.
Is there
here.
any... how is
It's just an action.
Wonderful.
Does anyone have to roll? Is anyone immune to it?
The only
I think
people that are
the
immune
is
to
the
it
intelligence.
is people with an intelligence below 3.
Okay, because Larkin is basically Fey. Not even Fey ancestry. Larkin is Fey. So...
Okay. It is a divination spell.
Okay.
So as far as I know, the only thing that Fae are typically immune or resistant to is
Being
enchantment.
charmed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give it to you then. Mostly because we are close enough to the end of the session. I'm not going to go looking it up. Larkin.
Yeah, it's as an action you can either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper.
Okay. I'm going to give this to you. And I'll look into it later if this would work on Larkin again. But Larkin basically is saying, I'm going to trust you all, but the thoughts that you're hearing, and you can tell that the thoughts aren't in your native language. You can tell that the thoughts are not in common. They would be in Sylvan. But the thoughts are basically, if they hurt Wallace, I will kill them. Mm-hmm. That Larkin's words are far more like, I'm going to trust you, but you can tell in their head that he is not opposed to ruining you all if you hurt Wallace.
I promise you, I don't want him hurting either. You two are the first people that showed up to help us, and I don't want anything bad to happen to him. That is why I'm telling you he needs help, and he needs it badly. There is absolutely no way I wish anyone harm.
It's almost as if your words bring a memory to Larkin's head. And you see a memory. It's a brief thought of Wallace holding his own arm. And it's almost like you can tell that this was in like their room. And crying, and you see that he is crying tears that look like, you know, when you take a pen and kind of tap some water with it and a little bit of ink coats the surface, his tears are like that, and he doesn't have the handkerchief on, and you can just see this like the spread, and it doesn't seem to be moving. It seems to be stagnant, like it's spread as far as it's going to, and he's holding his arm, and he's just apologizing over and over and over and over again, as Larkin is like cupping his face, but as soon as Larkin like cupped Wallace's face, he pulled back, and Larkin just kind of like moved his hands to Wallace's shoulder, and it's like, it's okay, and then the thought ends, like he kind of, I will talk to Amir. I do trust him.
We won't touch him if you don't want us to.
Well, it's not up to me. It is up to Wallace. but I would ask you to just be gentle. He's like most of us, been through a lot. And he is on the path to forgiving himself. And I don't want anyone worsening that than Gideon already is. And then like like this sternness is then very quickly replaced with like a tenderness. And it's almost like that allure is back on of, but I appreciate your help. Thank you.
And if there's
fucking
anyone
one of
else
these
you
bitches
know
do this shit.
seeing Dr. Anderson, they
Oh.
don't trust me. If anyone else you know is seeing Dr. Anderson, I'm new. It's hard to trust me. But maybe use what I told you to try to convince them. I don't want people getting hurt by people that are just trying to use others.
Well, unfortunately, I will say, not unfortunately for me. I don't know what you know of Faye, of us. But I don't wish harm on the Dwyers, by any means. They are good people. But my only concern is Wallace. If you all can help the Dwyers, then I'd be more than happy to see them. But I am not going to exude my energy towards the Dwyers that could go towards helping Wallace.
Of course, no, focus on Wallace first. Absolutely.
That's my plan. And Larkin kind of like looks to you, Cora, and can kind of like sense that like frustration, you know, on like, and it's you're not showing it on your face.
No,
but
it's the same very calm, very pleasant expression.
Yeah, but you know, Faye and Siren-esque.
Yeah,
they, you know,
fucking Faye bitches.
Yeah, just don't take it personally. It's an emoting difference. And then he walks away to go find Wallace, who is taking a little too long to get that cup of water.
Wallace having a full-on breakdown in the back room. It's fine. I've been there.
He's gone into the walk-in cooler.
Just screamed. I've been there. Yeah. I've been there.
So, so you all are now, you have your stew. Dimitri, your stew. You see, Dimitri, once Wallace had walked away and like you and started talking to Larkin, like Dimitri's went from concerned to like curious. Cause like this is
like, what are they doing?
This is new. We haven't seen an upset in a while. What's going on?
So, Dimitri had kind of
We haven't seen someone test Meredith in a while.
Yeah.
More beef. It's more beef for the town.
Love that beef.
We may not be able to consume it, but we can definitely give it.
Oh, Dimitri is consuming it.
He is consuming the beef.
That is how Dimitri gets his beef. Not through eating it, just listening to everyone's shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What was it that Dimitri said? That walls have ears, but waitstaff take notes?
Yep.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah. So, Dimitri has, like, during this conversation, like, Amir and Biren had, like, left a while ago, as you had focused on a conversation, and so Dimitri had moved his focus from them to you. And once,
to us.
Yeah. Once Larkin walks away, Dimitri kind of leans over to you guys. It's like, well, damn. Glad I didn't underestimate you guys.
Ivor smiles a little bit because she's like, oh, praise.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't had that in such a long time.
Such a long time.
Why exactly do you say that?
I mean, it's not common that people walk in here, basically spit in Meredith's face the moment they meet her, piss off Gideon the second they meet him.
Yeah.
Then proceed to start to turn Gideon's patience against him in the middle of the bar. I like it.
Not a fan of what some people in this town decide to do with their time and their power. So
I would chalk it up to boredom, but there are people here who have gotten bored and haven't decided to start ruining other people's lives.
yeah,
So
people like them aren't bored.
No.
They know exactly what they're doing.
they have plans. And we need to figure out what they are. But,
I have every intention to.
well, if you need my help, and I can do what you
Take notes.
ask. Oh, I'm an expert. Taking notes. This steel trap.
Mm.
But I do have other patrons to,
Of course.
I would say, keep an eye on, but mine don't work too well. So
Oh. I was just like, oh, I didn't realize.
that's what I mean by Dimitri says shit to make people uncomfortable. It's like, mine don't
Well,
work.
I was sitting here and
Well, no,
she's like,
I-
oh shit, I'm not alone.
Yeah, Ivor.
Because
Another bitch can't see like me!
Yes, I think this is the first time Ivor's ever figured this out.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
Dimitri
Yeah,
can't
she had
see.
no idea.
Yeah. Well, honestly, neither does Dimitri. Well, no, he would if he dreamt your death.
Oh.
So.
Oh, yeah,
he would
okay.
know.
Yeah,
There we go.
because it was just darkness.
Yeah, but he knows. He knows what happened. So Dimitri's like, yeah, well, I'm going to keep tabs on people. Just don't run yours too high. And he walks away.
But
Says
we don't
this
have
as
any
if anyone
money.
pays money.
He's not addressing you guys. He made his pun. He's out.
Okay. Bye. Good night. I promise I won't move any beds. Again.
Cora's just sitting here like, I don't think he got that joke at all. I don't think Magna got that joke at all. It just zoomed over his head. Magna has no idea. Magna thinks it's an actual bar tab. Even though he's
Yeah.
never been to a bar
Nope.
nor had a tab.
Nope.
So he doesn't know what it is at all.
No, he's got no idea.
But he knows it has to do with money. He's heard people talk
yeah.
about it, so he knows it has to do with money.
It's like one of those things
That's
that
it.
people say often enough that you're like, yeah, that's the thing that bar people say. Bar
Yeah,
people say that.
that makes sense for this area.
Exactly.
Joke gone.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, you all finish up your stew. You all pack up. I'm assuming you all head to bed after that. It's been a
Ivor
long.
stays
He had something.
Oh,
Ivor
yes.
stays at the bar.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you want to do? And this is gonna be the last thing because it is after 1 o'clock.
She waits until everyone else
No,
goes.
more.
Kind of same thing that Cora did the other
Okay.
night.
All right, so it's just you. It would be just you. Wallace would have come back out a little later and like cleaned up the tables and stuff. Let people. And he kind of just. I'm about to go to bed, but good night, Ivor. Have a good night.
I actually had some questions for you.
Oh, okay.
And can we get a room? Can we get not
breakout
in
room?
character? Can we get a room?
Oh, it's a makeout room. It's a makeout
Oh,
room.
makeout room. It's a
breakout
makeout
room.
room. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh,
We're never gonna call it breakout.
Wallace was
Oh,
like,
no.
I'm spoken for, and gay. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'll make
Whew.
the makeout room. Don't you worry. Don't you
we're never gonna call it breakout room now. It's always gonna be makeout
It's
room
gonna be makeout room all the time.
because of Thesmus and Cora. That's
Oh, yeah.
it.
Yep.
All right. Wow. Go for it.
So, what did you see?
Oh, what do you mean? What did I see? Was this Wallace or Dimitri?
No, Dimitri.
Oh, I said you were talking to Wallace, but okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, you're talking
Dimitri.
to Dimitri. So Dimitri, yeah, he's kind of leaning against the bar and it's just, well, I didn't see anything. But what I felt, what I heard, you were tortured, but you didn't break. You should be proud of yourself. A lot of people break under less.
I'm not sure it meant much.
Well, it should.
But how much? I mean, what did...
I assume it was falling out of the chair, was where it ended. But it was entirely darkness, which was odd. Normally these dreams I see things. But a lot of yelling, a lot of degradation, a lot of cruelty, and I cannot imagine what you went through considering how much of my body ached.
It wasn't that bad.
Oh well, then you obviously are a bit stronger than I am.
So, something else I wanted to ask you. You said that your eyes don't really work. Like, how much do you mean?
I've never been able to see anything outside of dreams.
How do you do it? Exist, I mean.
Well, I have never had any other option. To me, it's just how the world works. I have found my way through the world, and in my opinion, sometimes it's been a little better not having to see things, not having to see the faces that people make, not having to see the crowds, not having to lights. But it was hard. It's easier here.
I ask specifically because before I ended up in my situation, I could see, and now I can't. And so I don't know how to adjust. And I know that it can be done. I know that there's ways to adapt and exist, and I don't know what I'm doing. And everything is a lot scarier being in the dark.
I can't imagine what the change would be like. I will say I was once asked if I wanted my eyes fixed. I said no. Because my world, that wasn't what made me feel broken. Different, yes. But broken, no.
I don't think I necessarily feel broken.
You shouldn't. Because you're not.
I don't. I want to learn.
Wow.
Because it feels like I lost so much. And I know that I can get it back again, but I miss my books, and I miss writing. I can't even read my spell book anymore.
How about this? Let me teach you Braille. And Thespis can translate your book, or Dalavash, so that you can read. I have a lot of books. I could show you how.
I'd appreciate that a lot, actually.
Well, not tonight, but we can start here soon. It is going to be a big change. But you obviously are strong enough to make the change. And if you are ever offered the chance to get your vision back, there's no shame in taking it. Going back to what you spent however many years. But I find that there can be comfort in not having to see everything. I don't know, it's all I've ever known. But you need to focus on healing, I think, mentally. And I don't say that with any malice or any judgment. You went through literal hell. Some people came here after swift deaths. Some people came here after not even dying, just a miscalculation in dimension hopping. You went through a lot. And you were strong through it. And you will be okay. But I will be here to help how I can. A great tip: get yourself a walking stick. And if someone gets mean or annoying, accidentally swipe the ankles. It usually makes them stop pretty quick. Because who's gonna make fun of the blind girl?
I'm going to be honest, I have used it to my advantage.
Yeah.
Not the walking stick thing, but I may or may not have walked straight into Dr. Anderson's house.
I knew I liked you.
And if there's anything I can do in return for the lessons, or just, keeping my secret
I am here.
as best you can.
My job is to give people a safe place. My job is to help people. That's my penance. And you seem like someone who deserves it, the help. So all I ask in return is you focus on you. Okay?
Okay. One more thing. I want to be open and honest with you. Because you've already seen a lot. I don't know if my family's okay. And I don't know what I'd do if I had the chance to make sure that they were. I don't know if I'm a good person or not.
Oh, I understand that. And it sucks.
But, anyway, I think I should probably get back to bed.
Well, just so you know, I'm always here. I don't travel far. If you need me, let me know. I'll do what I can. Now, go get some rest. Good night, Ivor.
Good night, Dimitri.
Oh, hello.
The stage is really weird too. Same reason as the inn. We were talking
We're
about
theorizing. Don't worry about it. What
I don't like the
happened
look
here?
on either of their faces. What the fuck
Was
just
that,
happened?
or was that not a makeout room?
So I realized that was actually a talk with Ivor and Dimitri. So, not Ivor and Wallace. So,
Oh shit.
you all.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, okay.
that was. Whew.
A makeout room. Got it.
Okay, yeah, it
Oh,
was a makeout room. Cool.
No, Amir and Biren weren't there.
No. If they were there, maybe, but they were not.
Maybe Winter.
We were just vibing with theories over here. That's all we were just legitimately talking.
We were using up all of those brain wrinkles from today.
Yeah, he has no more. They're gone.
All right. Well, I do want to say that you all head to bed, and we will delve into what you dream next session.
Oh no!
Motherfucker. You motherfucker.
It's gonna happen every night, and I'm gonna be hurting.
We're gonna learn a lot of shit.
Oh, we sure
And we learned that it's not just the people who aren't affected by Meredith that we receive the dreams from too, because we got Winters, which means that we could get other people.
Anyone's.
We can get anyone.
It's just people that are affected by Meredith don't
I'm
get
curious. I'm curious if, probably not, if Meredith or Gideon's memories come through.
Oh, I mean Roger too, I guess.
Yeah.
And Roger, but mostly Gideon and Meredith because of the fact that they seem to be
Roger.
doing about shit. I don't fucking care about Roger. He's a bitch. That Doberman-looking ass motherfucker.
Slick haired back looking.
Slicked hair back looking.
I will,
You lost it.
I will
There go
say,
the wrinkles.
Yes.
I will say
That was the
that
last one.
you might want to care about Roger, but
Oh, I bet we will. We're just saying
I
that
have no
because
doubt.
we like.
I
We
mean,
like
We'll
being
meet him
little
eventually.
don't
like being little
care.
shits. Don't worry
Don't
about it.
care about Roger, but you should care about Roger.
We'll meet him eventually. Today was not that day, but one day.
All right.
Saw him that Roger. We saw him.
You haven't even talked to Claudius yet, which is
Oh
unfortunate.
yeah. Oops.
I wanted you guys to talk to him this session, but then things happened. I was like, well, next time.
But then we did that.
Yep. So, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to the second session of Welcome to Nexilis. The mystery is continuing to unfold. Character secrets have been revealed. Thankfully, all of our listeners got to learn some shit.
I love Desmond.
Things that our players,
no.
players won't know unless they listen back or if spoilers get
Yeah,
posted.
but that's not fair.
I have to edit this.
I'm not gonna do
Oh,
it.
I have
shit.
to edit this. I can't avoid shit.
Alright, well, I guess Chelsea's just gotta keep her fucking mouth shut.
And I will be blank again.
I know.
Just one.
I know shit about
blank
Thespis that none of y'all fuckers are gonna know. It's my secret now.
Wow.
If I go back, boys.
If I go back through the stream in order to collect some more notes, I'll be sure to skip past all the pieces that I was not there for.
Zoom.
But don't worry, Magna. I've got stuff planned for you.
You got no breakout room.
Jason's
Get
like,
fucked.
yeah. Oh.
No breakout room for you.
No,
No, my brain.
No breakout room.
Magna,
No.
you'll get breakout rooms. It's
No. I mean, yeah, but no.
Threatening. That is.
Oh.
That's a goddamn threat.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I haven't forgotten about you yet,
Yeah, you're still there.
bitch.
Bitch. You little fucking-
Yeah, right.
you little
I-
punk.
Your time is coming.
I know, and I'm not about it, but I am about it, but I'm not about it. I'm
Well.
conflicted.
No, the
Alright.
chat did not spoil anything. Thank you,
Good.
guys.
Good.
Thank you, chat.
Alright. And
I think there was something with Thespis that might have been in the chat, but it's
Oh, I
fine.
didn't look. I was like,
No,
oh,
legitimately, the only
One
things that were
thing.
mentioned about Thespis were, oh my god, they're making out.
Yeah,
No,
and that's
there
where
was
the
something that
makeout
was
room
mentioned,
came
but it's
from.
fine.
Well, everyone, be sure to tune in next week, same time. I will make sure to restart my computer and do all that shit beforehand.
Yeah.
So hopefully that we won't start 35 minutes late. So be sure to tune in next
Is it
week.
Monday yet? I
Well,
want to play
what?
again.
everyone,
Me too.
thank you so much for coming. We will see you all next week. And if anyone missed any parts of it or what have you, this will be uploaded on YouTube over the next few days.
Sometime this week, whenever it decides to upload. To be honest with you, it takes like a full day to upload one of these.
Yeah. So, yeah, because it takes fucking ever for these to upload because they're so long. So,
YouTube is a bitch. YouTube is a bitch. It's not even like exporting is fine. YouTube is just a bitch.
Yeah, yeah. Exporting for me was the bitch. YouTube for you was the bitch.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi sucks. That's why.
Yeah. All right, well, everyone, take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for joining in, and be sure to tune in. What day is it? Monday? Wednesday?
Monday.
Yeah, Wednesday on this channel, we will be doing a house flipper stream with Nessa and Cecil, who have been modding the chat. Thank you both so much.
Appreciate you a lot.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who's modding. Thank you to everyone who came. And everyone, take care. Stay safe. I am going to keep the players on because I am curious about theories. So, until next week, guys.
Not even, they're just questions I have. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.